Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah. This your boy, Bahasham wa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Yahawah Bahasham Shai is my strength and power. Yahawah Bahasham Shai is my strength and power. All right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. Like I said, today's lesson, Yahawah Bahasham Shai is my strength and my power. All right. And you understand, from where your strength lies, all right? And our strength lies in Yahawah Bahasham Shai, all right? I just want to read a couple of scriptures. Lord's will, this is edifying, all right? This is 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 29. And this was David, right? David was saying this, after I believe it was the death of Absalom, and after the battles with the Philistines. Okay, so it says, let's see, we'll start at verse number 29. It says, "For thou art my lamp, O Yahawah Bahasham Shai, and Yahawah Bahasham Shai will lighten my darkness." All right, and he gives us that light, all right, through his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, through that darkness or that ignorance, all right, that we have. All right, it says, "For by thee I have run through a troop." It says, "By my power have I leaped over a wall." It says, "As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of Yahawah Bahasham Shai is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him." Okay. The NLT, it says, "The Most High's ways is perfect. All of Yahawah Bahasham Shai's promises prove true. He is a shield for all who look to him for protection." It says, "For who is he?" So for who is the Most High, save Yahawah Bahasham Shai? And who is a rock, save our Most High? It says, "The Most High is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect." Okay? Yahawah Bahasham Shai makes our way perfect, man. All right? Let's go to the book of Psalms, right? Psalms 121, verse number 1. It says, a song of degrees. It says, "I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help." It says, "My help cometh from Yahawah Bahasham Shai, which made heaven and earth." Okay? All right? The creator of heaven and earth, all right, is our power. All right? Is our help. Is our strength. All right? At the end of the day. It says, "He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber." Okay? He won't keep your foot, to be moved. All right? It says, "He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep." It says, "Yahawah Bahasham Shai is thy keeper, and Yahawah Bahasham Shai is thy shade upon thy right hand." All right? Once you understand You know that the Heavenly Father, Yahawah and His Son, and they're everything to us. All right? Those are our true power. That's where our true power comes from. All right? Our true power source. Okay? The scriptures talk about, what is that? Proverbs 18 and verse number 10. It says, the name of Yahawah Bahasham Shai is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and is safe. Okay? You have to abide in Yahawah Bahasham Shai. All right? Yahawashi talked about that in the book of John. What is it, 15? John chapter 15 and verse 1, it says, for I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Okay? It says, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. It says, abide in me, and I in you, as a branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. It says, no more can ye except ye abide in me. Okay? So the most high power, all right, Yahawah and His Son, Yahawashi, and if we abide in them, those are our power sources. And we draw that power from them. Okay? You understand, and for so long, you know, the scriptures say, you know, we've been without our power source. All right, we've been weak. All right. 2 Chronicles 15 and verse number 3, it says, now for a long season Israel have been without their true power, and without teaching priests, and without law. It says, but when they in their trouble did turn unto Yahawah Bahasham Shai, the most high power of Israel, and was sought of Him, He was found of Him. Okay, and now we have those true names back, you know, upon us. All right, that we may be to call upon our help, man, a call upon our strength. All right, in the book of Psalms 19 and verse number 7, it says, the law of Yahawah Bahasham Shai is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahawah Bahasham Shai is sure, making wise the simple. Okay? And we are, you know, simple. All right? But we are wise through what? Through Yahawah Bahasham Shai. All right? Through the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that He has given us. All right? You know, we have strength. Okay? The scriptures talk about 1 Corinthians, right? It says it makes the simple, makes wise the simple. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 10, you know, it talks about, let's get that. It says, we are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. It says, we are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Okay? So we, you know, we look like, you know, people say, you know, superheroes, look like Power Rangers, you look like this and whatever, right? We'll be fools for Yahawah Bahasham Shai. All right? Because guess what? In Him, all right, is strength, is power. And we draw that power, even though you can't see it. All right, spiritually, that power is growing inside us, man. All right, you know, and we, you know, in the spirit, you know, we look like this, you know. Verse number 10, it says, our dedication to Hamashiach makes us look like fools, but you claim to be wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but you are so powerful. You honored us, but we are ridiculed. Okay, but understanding, you know, people look at us, you know, oh, you guys are, you know, faith based. Yep, we are. You know, our belief. We believe. All right, and we believe what the scriptures say. All right, what did Yahawashi tell them? Let's get that real quick. What is that? Let's go back to John 14. All right, in verse number 12. And it says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, he shall do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. It says, And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. It says, If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. All right? And just think about it. All right? If you're abiding in, Yahawashi, you're abiding in his body, okay? Of course, he's not going to neglect his body. All right? So anything you ask, all right, it shall be given unto you. All right? Think about, the things that you've gone through, all right, and how Yahawashi has delivered you. All right? I always go to the book of Psalms 34, man. All right? The book of Psalms, chapter 34. It says, verse 2, it says, My soul shall make her boast in Yahawashi. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. It says, I will boast, in the NLT, I will boast only in Yahawashi. Let all who are helpless take heart. Okay? It says, let's jump down. Verse 8, it says, O taste and see that Yahawashi is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. Okay? It says, let's see. Verse number 15, right? Psalms 34, the whole chapter is fire. I'm just picking a few out, right? It says, the eyes of Yahawashi are upon the righteous, and his ears are upon their cry. All right? Are open unto their cry. Salakia. Verse number 17, it says, the righteous cry, and Yahawashi heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. Okay? So guess what? Our power, all right, our help, it all comes from Yahawashi, who is our strength. Okay? What is that? You hear a lot of Christians say it. Philippians 4 and verse number 13, it says, I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me. Okay? Because our strength and our power comes from Yahawashi. All right? At the end of the day, who has given us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? And with that, our strength, he guides us. All right? And it's like the everlasting power, man, that you have. All right? Psalms 1. It says, Psalms chapter 1, verse 1, Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of Yahawashi, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. It says, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Okay? When you think about a tree that's planted near a water source, all right, you have that unlimited, availability. All right? And that's what it is, when you come to Yahawashi. All right? Matter of fact, Yahawashi said in John 10, 10, and here we go. John chapter 10, Verse number 9, it says, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. Okay? You'll be able to get this, eat freely of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? The book of Sirach, 15 and 3. With the bread of understanding and the water of wisdom shall she drink. Just paraphrasing. Okay? You shall be able to eat and drink freely of this. All right? As the book of Revelation says, Revelation 3 and verse number 7, it says, and unto the angel of the church in Philadelphia write these things, saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that have the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and shutteth, and no man openeth. Okay, because Yahawah Bahasham, all right, opens, your mind, all right, to freely intake of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, he unlocks that lock that was on your mind. All right, when you were previously blinded, when you were in that gross darkness or ignorance. Okay, he has opened your mind. Okay, it says, I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door. All right, that passage where you can freely partake of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. It says, for thou hast little strength, and hast kept my word, and has not denied my name. Okay, so Yahawah Bahasham Shai has opened that door. All right, for you to partake in that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, understand that. What is that? That's one I'm looking for, Salakia. What is that? Psalms. Let's look for it. Right? Yahawah Bahasham Shai is our strength. Okay. Psalms 118. Let's see. Psalms 118 and verse number 6. Let's start at verse number. Let's start at verse number 4. It says, let them now that fear Yahawah Bahasham Shai say that his mercy endureth forever. I called upon Yahawah Bahasham Shai in distress, and Yahawah Bahasham Shai answered me and set me in a large place. Yahawah Bahasham Shai is on my side. I will not fear what man can do to me. All right? We shouldn't fear what man can do to us, right? What did Yahawashi say? Fear him, all right? Who was able to let's just get it. Matthew 10 and verse number 28, I believe. All right? We don't fear what man, we fear what Yahawah Bahasham Shai can do. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. All right? So we don't fear man, we fear Yahawah Bahasham Shai, man. All right, the creator of everything. Okay? That's what we fear, and that's what we put our trust in. Okay? Because we understand that through him, we have our being, okay? And our help and our strength comes from Yahawah Bahasham Shai. All right? Let's get this one. We'll probably close it out. Ephesians 6 and verse number 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahawah Bahasham Shai and in the power of his might. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay? Because you're going to need Yahawah Shai in these days. All right? as the, as what does it say? The devil, knowing that he have a short time. All right. He's coming down with great wrath because he knows that he has a short time. All right. So you put your trust and your faith in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, it says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, it says, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Okay? Because they're going to be coming against you left and right. All right? But you put your trust and your faith in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? Your strength. All right? It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. Okay? It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Okay? So not only for you, but for those of the elect as well. All right? You continue to pray, but put on your strength, man. All right? And your strength is not, how fast you can run. All right? It's not how much you can lift. It's not, how wise you are. All right? In this carnal world. All right? But it's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's going to get you through. Okay? It's the faith in Yahawah Yahawashi. Okay? And doing those things that are pleasing unto him. Okay? And understanding that that's where your strength lies. All right? And you can't do it by yourself. All right? The scriptures tell you, 1 Corinthians 1, and let's see, 1 Corinthians 1, Rawchaa. Here we go. We'll start at verse 26. It says, for ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty men, not many noble are called. All right? It's not about you. All right? It's about, it's really all ultimately about Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? And that's where your strength comes from. All right? And the Lord, definitely can use you when you're humble, when you're weak. All right? The Lord can lift you up. All right? It's not about that outward appearance, that the way, so we look one way, all right, but in the spirit, hey, we're mighty, we're mighty, through the spirit, man. All right, people look at us, with disdain, as we're out there teaching. They look at us, side-eyed and different things. All right, but inwardly they don't understand the spirit that we have, man. All right, the spirit that we have are like mighty men, at the end of the day, and that strength comes from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. All right, Bahasham Qadash. Okay, because without that we are nothing. All right. But with that, we are everything at the end of the day. All right. Through the power and spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Okay. So I just wanted to do this quick lesson. Lord's will, this was edifying. All right. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Another mighty shalom to the rest of the elect in the household of faith, man. All right, keep the faith, keep your strength. All right, which is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, near and dear unto you. All right, keep the faith and keep believing in these last days. All right, call on the true names. All right, because there's true power in those names. All right, in the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. All right, and with that, we say a ball, and shalom.